Have you ever traveled through time? We do it every day.
Asgardia is a country with a population of more than 1 million people from more than 200 countries on Earth. Asgardia gives everyone equal opportunities, no matter what their earthly status is.
It is possible to create and live in the future right now. Are you ready? Forward progress is the solution to the entire human race. Our mission is to bridge new horizons. In Asgardia, there is no limit to the universal development in the fields of technology, finance, and arts. Asgardia is a new space and digital economy which creates opportunities for the global economy. We deliver innovations. Do you want to get on board with us? We are developing various kinds of digital businesses, attracting them to the Asgardia platform that can be backed by the means of our umbrella, i.e. franchising of the Asgardia brand. We can not only attract investments into space programs from prominent institutional investors, but also affordable amounts from the citizens of Asgardia. We comprise of more than 1 million people.
Asgardia is a chance to realize one's dream. This is a dream-driven space nation. Asgardia is a chance to belong to a community of free-thinking enthusiasts, goal-driven dreamers, and fearless innovators, theorists, and scientists.
We are the first space nation. One humanity, one unity.
Asgardia.
We are creating
the future.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Okay. We're going to start in just a moment. Okay. Right. Let's start. First of all, thank you everybody for joining me here. We've got a good turnout today. Just to start, welcome to Asgardia, the world's first space nation. I am the Chair of Parliament of Asgardia, Topic, and these are informal sessions which don't need to take very long. The next one will be a lot longer because we'll have a presentation. But essentially what we're talking about is the operational day-to-day activity of Asgardia. I'm the Chair of the Parliament, and that means that I run the 150 strong Parliament of Asgardia, and we get things done. These sessions here are unedited, uncensored, they're completely open, and what you see is as it happens live. Today, I have 3 things to report, only 3 today, so it's quite short. And then I'll ask Peter to report on his Deputy Chair meeting, which occurs just before this one. 3 things, slightly different, by the way, to what I said in the Chair's meeting. So basically, the first question is the next Asgardia Legislative Forum. I'm suggesting that the next ALF will be I'll tell you now, the date is provisionally going to be, hang on a sec, I'm just having a look. Sorry, I'll find it in just a minute. But the Asgardia Legislative Forums, just to explain, they are informal events when we work things out, if you like. I'm suggesting that the next Asgardia Legislative Forum occurs. I'll just have to find it. I can't find it easily now. I had it before, but my computer's changed things. Basically, they are, once again, non-voting sessions that we use in preparation for our digital systems, and often for other reasons too, as well. I'm suggesting the next Asgardia Legislative Forum will be on Saturday, the 11th of May. I think that's the date I said. Is that the date I said in the chairs meeting, Peter? I've got 2 dates down.
Yes, that's what you said.
11th, are you sure? Okay, so 11th of May, provisionally 11th of May, from 1300 UTC, latest till 1800, but we don't normally do it for that whole length. So that's when we're looking at doing it. If you've got legislation that you're trying to put through, then please do make sure that you have it ready for that day, because we'll be able to work through and make progress on it on that day, which would be very helpful. Right, okay, put it in for Saturday, the 11th of May. Secondly, I think that the next digital sitting will be at the end of June, which gives us enough time to get everything ready. So looking at the last week in June, something like that. It takes a lot of time to get everything ready. And so that's why I'm thinking about having it on. The dates are, I'll need to check this, but the dates will be provisionally Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That would be 28th, 29th, 30th of June. That's what I'm proposing for the Asgardia digital sitting. We've become very good at these. We're efficient and we do them well. They're very important because that's when we do vote and we make progress on legislation and everything that goes with it. So that's the provisional date. I need to confirm that, but I wanted to give you professional notice on this. The third thing is we have some very, very exciting developments when it comes to space launches and so forth. And we have our friend and Member of Parliament and current Minister Cheryl will just tell you very quickly what she's going to be presenting to us next week. Thank you, Ronnie. Please be able to just give us a couple of lines, a very quick summary of what you're planning to do.
Yes, hi everyone. I'm
Hi.
really I'm really happy to see everyone as usual. I'm just stopping in here for a moment to just say that that lunar launch project is still in process. We are making some progress in some important areas, and I just want to let Parliament know that I'm just clarifying and nailing down some details before I call another organizational meeting between Parliament and government as we get ready for this big event. And so I just wanted to stop in and say that and let you know everything's okay. And if anyone who is here is not part of it yet, please feel free to join the group we have set aside for government and Parliament to work together to make us a fabulous event. And that's I'll be back next week with more details.
Thank you very much.
That's all I had for today. I know it's not much, but at least it's a howdy.
No, that's fine. I think that's quite exciting. So next week we'll have that, and we can do a presentation any way that you wish to make it, and that's just going to be very good. So I'm very excited that you got that. So thank you very much indeed.
All right, I will. Thanks. Great to see everyone. Take care.
Thank you.
Be back soon.
Yeah, don't go too far. Leave if you want. We can stay and listen. It's up to you. Let's go to Peter now. Peter Morn, Deputy Chair of Parliament, just for an update as well from the meeting we just had.
Yeah, the meeting earlier this evening was a very short one. We were concentrating on the subject raised by Bridget, which was the number of residents we have and needing to increase that and to maintain the membership of those residents we do have. And we're all being asked to think about how we can encourage more members and retain more members that we do have already. So it was relatively quiet. John Fine wasn't there. So it was a very short meeting, not very much being said. We didn't get to hear what John was having for his tea, which normally we do get regaled with. But it's nice to see that he's here now. But so John wasn't there. One or two weren't there. We all can't get to every single meeting. But we're we're doing what we can. We're pressing ahead and looking forward now to the next ALF. So anybody with any ideas for anything they want in there, if you let Chairman Lembit know, and also if you have any ideas about retaining or gaining more membership, if you let Bridget know, and she will take that on board with her citizenship committee, and she'll have a report back on that, no doubt, in due course. But relatively quiet, relatively good spirits, all enjoying short reports from the chair, and not much spoken by me because I've got a sore throat. And anyway, we got through it. Next week beckons, and I'm really looking forward to next week's meetings anyway, with more information from Cheryl. Thanks, Chairman.
Thank you. It's going to be only finished all the work, or haven't even completely finished it. Most of the work for the follow-up from the successful Dallas event that was very successful. It just takes a long time because I have to write things up, do reports, talk with the colleagues, and so on. One request to Teresa Jones, please can you get Sarah, if she hasn't sent it already, to send me the eclipse photos. I just really like them. I want to use them as my screensaver. I'd be really grateful if you can send that to me. So please, Teresa, if you can get Evie to do that. I can call her myself later on as well. Good to see TJ here as well, in the form of an autopilot, but they're all the same. And of course, John. Right, those are my comments as Peter's. Does anybody else have anything today? I think it's going to be a short meeting today, but a much longer one next week. Bridget, hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes, about what he said, I'm not going to go through the numbers here. I did put them in the chat. While recruiting is obviously extremely valuable, and we do need to do outreach and recruitment for Asgardia, the fact is, and I did speak to Teresa about this as well, we really, my fellow parliamentarians, I cannot emphasize how much on the reallys here, need to focus on retention. We could recruit to the cows come home. We could have, we could have 8 million members. We do have 1.5 million, which is a lot of people. But retaining paying residents is a massive problem right now. For anybody who is listening to this and anybody who is following via Asgardia TV, something that I would like to personally request of you. My Asgardia email is my first name .keelis.fessick@asgardia.space. Please email me and let me know what it is you would like to see Asgardia doing. Please let us know what you would like to see Asgardia offer for you to become and maintain a membership. We really, want to hear from everybody, both followers and paying residents. Please let us know what we are doing and what you would like to see in the future and now for you to maintain a paying resident. This is so important for us. But that's all I have to say. Thank you.
That's all you have to say. It's very important. What you said is very clever and intelligent, because if you retain somebody, you don't have to recruit an extra person when they leave. Also, we have a very good story to tell, and I think it's very good that we're on the verge of having some really big stories. I think that Cheryl's work next week will be really exciting. I think it's one of the ways that we can really promote Asgardia, and I'm just hoping that that's going to be something which all of you will be pleased to use as well. Bridget is one of those people who's always working. If we all work as hard as Bridget, Asgardia will grow very quickly, very, very quickly. Right, let's go to John next. John, hi.
Hello, how you doing?
Very
Peter,
welcome.
I am so sorry. I was working on uploading some files and I completely lost track of time. And by the time I realized what time it was, I was like, oh man, I missed the committee meeting. So, yeah, there was no reason for me missing it other than I guess getting old and losing track of time. But what I was doing was a very good thing. Actually, you all know Carl, and Carl made a committee uh, file organization website, basically, for his committee for foreign affairs. And I was looking at it a few weeks back. He showed it to me, showed what he had done, and it's a file management system for the Committee of Foreign Affairs Committee, and I loved it. It was absolutely awesome. And I was like, man, I got to do this for trade and commerce. So that's what I was working on. The exact same format that Carl used, I was actually been creating for the Trade and Commerce Committee. And I would recommend that all the committees use this same format. It uses the Google platform that we already have on our email system. So it doesn't cost anything. And files that we already have entered into that system are already being utilized, keeps everything nice and organized. The site itself looks awesome. It's absolutely, and I would even suggest that Carl do a presentation in the future to show people how to set it up and how he did it. And, um, and that all committees adopt that same system, because it is a really nice what he done. It was really good work. Anyway, that's a suggestion. I'm going to do it for Trade and Commerce. It's entirely up to the committee chairmans whether or not they want to adopt it. But my suggestion would be if it seems like a good idea throughout the committees, let Carl do a presentation and see what, or just let him do the presentation anyway, and then and see if you want to adopt it, because it's a really good file management system that he set up, and it's set up in the Google platform that we already pay for in Asgardia with our email system, and so there's no cost, and it looks professional. Clean, and it looks kind of futuristic too. It's he used uh, AI assistance in it, and it's really cool. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that.
Thanks for that, John. How does this interact with the path system that we keep saying we're going to use and adopt and I need to do properly?
Well, in the pass system, it's the same files that we upload in the pass system. It doesn't. I'm sure there's a way you can link it. Well, definitely you can link it to the files themselves, because that's the ones that we upload into the pass system anyway. The docs, the Google Docs that we have in the pass system, or PDF. Now, this system here doesn't take PDFs, but it does take Google Docs. In fact, I had to, while I was doing it, that's actually the file I was working on the E-commerce Act. And I just happened to notice that the one that was submitted that's on the Asgardia website has a error. And I was correcting that error on my committee, for the committee file system. I corrected it with a corrected document. I took the document off the website and corrected the error, but there is an error on that one. it's where we deleted a line, and we never, when it got filed with the copy that didn't get an updated numbering system, and so it's out of sequence on the numbering system. And I don't know if that matters, but it does have an error. But anyway, I don't know how we would integrate it into the pass system, but it's just committees need to keep up with their own files, and this seems like a really nice way of doing it. And I do have my legislation in there, as well as the pass. Of course, the pass system has been really, really hard to get in and out of these days. And supposedly they're working on that, correcting that problem. I don't know if I don't believe I've seen anything where they actually have this, according to what I was told, they're going to assign certain people or certain rights so it's not just one person that can get into it and fix an error or something. I don't know. But because even I have trouble getting into it sometimes.
What we need to do, we need to have a simple process. I want to have a simple integrated process. I think the pass system is a really good system. And as long as we don't have two systems that are competing,
what I'm talking about is not for legislation. The pass system is for legislation, to keep track of legislation. That's Parliament legislation, all of Parliament. I'm talking about committee, all committee. This is a committee file management system, just to keep track of what you do in your committee. And we do a lot of stuff. We got committee reports. We got projects that we're working on. We've got question and answer sessions that we have. So, and you can set it up however you want it, as far as what your committee does. That's what I did with mine, and Carl's got it set up for the FA committee. And this is just a place for it's not competing against the pass. Pass is for legislation. This is actually for committee, what organizational documents the committee does. And some of our legislation is some of the documents we have, but it's not everything we have.
As long as, you're right. Obviously, you're right. I'm patronizing you by saying you're right.
I thought you were like in rebuttal of what saying that we shouldn't do this. That's why I was arguing that rebuttal.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing.
Okay.
I violently agree. You put your finger on it there. Some of the documents are legislation. That's all. It would just be quite good if we can make sure that the legislation documents do go into pass as well as into what you're saying. I just want to
it's the same documents. It's the same document. Yeah. So, I mean, that we're supposed to be using the Google Docs. I don't know if everybody knows, but that's I either upload a PDF or a Google Doc when I upload it to Pass.
The biggest single problem we've got is when we have multiple documents in different places of the same.
Right.
There's multiple versions of the same document. That's my biggest problem.
Right.
Ferda's got something to say about that as well. Come to her in a minute. It'll be Ariadne, TJ, Ferda. So, actually, with it possible, let me start the sentence again. We'll never be able to this part. I think we should. Might be that just that
you're skipping out. I can't hear you.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Really? Let me take that.
Let me, when you have time, I would like to talk because I don't see the hands in my channel.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So give me a thumbs up, anybody, if you can hear me. Okay, good. Right. I think it's my headset, which is the problem. because I've got a very good signal here.
Let me.
I just gonna ask. I said that we need to formalize the use of pass. I don't want to waste too much time on it today because for the world this may not be the most exciting conversation. It's a technical one. Maybe John, if you're willing to reach out to the inventor of pass, Michael Torino, maybe we can finally get to a situation where all of this works well. I think that would be very good. I know I'm putting more work on you, but if you're willing to do that, that
well,
would be good.
I mean, I seen
John?
on one of the committee reports, I seen where that committee was working with Michael on that, trying
before
to
he before he reaches out, I might answer the question.
Go on, TJ.
Okay.
Go on, TJ.
I'll wait for Ariadne first, but just before he reaches
fine,
out.
that's fine. John, hold that thought. Then we got Ariadne, TJ, further, the 3 degrees. Let's start with Ariadne down there.
All right.
South Americas.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, about the situation of the files, I remember and several times Minister Jacob Mulders talking about this to order of those the files that we are working. And I think maybe not is not a great trouble, the files. The trouble is the lectures. We are waiting for many times for lectures, some files, and some files that not work for lectures. And we need to be patient for this. And in other kind of situations about the recruit and retain, the brainstorming, what happens there? We are working so hard with Benedetto around that, and nothing happens. And other things, we are making a brainstorming about the situation of the idea about TJ and Jason Colby. We are working also in a questionnaire to spread to the people, to connect with them, but nothing happens. We are waiting. Where is the questionnaire? Where is the summary to spread with the people? And the other things, we have communities. I talking also with some people in the media of Asgardia.space. The communities are stranger places to contact individually, not to create a community inside. And we are working about the resources and with Jennifer Gligoric. He wants to buy an online place to create another kind of communities. What's happened with the communities in the Asgardia.space? Why that is not working for us? I'm trying to contact with the people, but the people, it doesn't appear. They want to create my opinion, and my opinion is individual around that. Some people say, I want to create a contest to rocket launch. Okay. I say, well, what is the program about? What is your link with other people? Nothing. Silence. I create a place to talk with the Asgardian writers, and maybe 1 or 2 people are collaborated there. If we want to create a community, or we want to create a society, Asgardian society, we need to create the what is the cohesion, the linked people working for something. And the work of Benedetto around that is very interesting. But I don't know what's happened. Why the people don't work together on that? The most interesting situation is the eclipse with the extravaganza. We are working together there, and many people contact there, but I don't know too much about it. Maybe some people say, so, oh, I want to be a resident of Asgardia because they are contact with the space events. Maybe we need to be patient, but we need to create more concordance, more synchronous in the things that we are working. This is my opinion today. And I'm silenced for a little time because I'm illness, but many things needs to happen. Maybe not in this moment. We have a lot of proposals, and that proposal needs the echo of the people there. Maybe not all, only the appear in the page as a proposal approval. If the proposal is approval, needs too much work to create the reality around that. This is the situation with the workers. We have a proposal for that, but we don't have a workers there. We need to work on that. Well, this is my comment today. Thank you very much.
Thank you. In reality, the work gets done by the people who do the work, not just the committees. My main interest is to make sure that everything that we're doing is clear. It's well designed so that it fits comfortably together, so that we don't have conflicts, and also that we don't have waste and rework by all doing the same thing. That's my opinion. That's my view. Beyond that, I don't want to go into too much detail because you made your points very well. Let's go to TJ. TJ Further Ada. TJ. Hi, good to see you. You look well.
Hi, thank you. I am well. I'm doing very well. So thank you for asking. And Ariadne, I think more collaboration is great. I think what you had to say was awesome, and I just wanted to commend you for saying those things. So I just wanted to comment on that. But I wanted you to hold tight on that John Fine for a moment, because there are several things in the works as far as the pass system. Ariadne was correct. Jacob Mulder, myself, along with several other members of the Justice Committee, have been working extremely diligently, and they passed modifications to the Parliamentary Document Management Standard in the Asgardia Institute of Standards, and that was passed a while back. And so at this point in time, we are currently working on passing the Asgardia Legislative Act. We just finished the core principles and all of that. And then I just spoke to Michael Chirino, and we're trying to do an updated webinar because there were some modifications made specifically to accommodate the Justice Committee's ability to kind of update and make some kind of modifications that were supposed to be corrected, so that us being able to utilize the pass system, because it was definitely not and is still definitely not being utilized properly like it should be, which was one of the things that have been recently stressed. There was a recent webinar that just took place on the 19th that he did, and where he should have discussed some of those, but we are discussing doing a follow-up webinar on the May 15th webinar where myself, Ida, Sharav, Carl, the other deputy, Joshua Carter, will all be present, and hopefully Peter, if he's well, will all be present to be able to discuss the new legislative review standard procedures that we will be implementing. And so we should be able to go over all of that soon. So he said that, and I already did get confirmation from Minister Chirino that he will participate in a follow-up webinar to discuss those. We're just waiting on confirmation for the dates for that. If you want to be included in that conversation, I have no problem in doing so. And in fact, I actually am supposed to include you in that conversation. I was talking with Ida yesterday about that. So you're supposed to be included in 2 other emails as well. So be on the lookout for that.
You just make sure you send me a message to say you've sent it. So
Yeah.
no
So that
need.
way, and I'll just add you to the email because I actually was supposed to do it yesterday, but it was my son's 15th birthday yesterday, so I didn't send it yesterday. But I did talk to Ida this morning about it. So
Happy birthday, older than that, but yeah, okay.
I know. So, but and then once the process has been set in place, since Ida does work as well, since Ida is in our committee as well in safety and security, she will be the one that will be kind of managing that process along with whoever is instituted as the parliamentary document coordinator that will be managing that process. So we are working on it and have been working on it, and it is in the process as you what is the word that I was looking for? As you
outlined so brilliantly.
Yes, boing, it was gone, done. It disappeared. The thought just escaped. Yes, as you were expecting. Thank you for that. So yeah, so just so you're aware. So that way you're not beating a dead horse because we've already beat Mr. Torino to death with all of these conversations. We'll just include you in the conversation. How about that? So that was it. That's all I wanted to let you know. So that way you didn't ask questions that we already asked. That was it.
Thank you, TJ. That's really
and
good.
Hello, everybody.
And hello to you as well. Yeah, so it's good to see you. That's great. This is the Asgardia is really beginning to move forward. It's very encouraging to see this. Let's go to if John's in the list. So Ferda, Ada, John. Ferda, hi.
Hey, thank you. TJ summarized it up, but the idea started to tidy up the foreign affairs. So Carl was also doing in the Excel, and he was already doing this for us because we have 12 projects, 3 legislations upcoming, and lots of other ideas are discussed. And we need a track before going to the parliament in the committee, not outside the committee or to the parliament. So committees can use also for themselves this system. And I know we'll need in the future because people are working a lot. Old projects should not be forgotten. Also, keeping track should be easier. So yes, he's not here tonight, but we love Carl's work, and it's important.
Thank you very much. Good, clear point there. I agree with you as well. Well, we're all important now because we've got so much to do. Ada, you're next, and then John.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, Ada.
Yes. Since already TJ explained, but I just gonna ask something to John Fine. He went away. He's still here. What he's playing, I would ask him if that program that he has avoid to send everybody the document to pass system, it will fail, it will die because of keeping the document only to inside the community and not sending to the pass system as protection. That's a question for you. And even that we like to have people to, get people involved to send information about Asgardia Space Nation, so we could keep the community, even new people to come in. Is also, and I've been saying it for years, that we need something to get these people involved and touch and feel and participate, so we could keep more people coming instead of going. I think I've been explaining that for years already. Sometimes we have to reduce something from one side to another side to buy something to get together. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Pretty much agreeing with what's been said, and I think you're right, and that Bridget is making the same point very well. Back to you, John.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask TJ if she could, it would be a good suggestion to include all the chairs on those updates as well, the committee chairs, so that we can keep track of that as well. It'd be really nice if we could be included.
I'm forwarding it right now.
Okay.
I'm literally doing it right now because I didn't want to forget.
Okay. And the other thing is, I wish that Lambert hadn't said anything about the pass system, because I don't want people confusing, because it already sounds like to me that they are confusing what a committee does to what a pass system is. And what a committee does is entirely up to that committee. We have control of our own agenda within the committee, right? And we follow our own agenda. Each committee has their own agenda of what they're going to do, and the only direction to that agenda, some direction comes from the HON, some comes from the chair of parliament, but nobody else directs the activities of that committee. And that if that committee decides they want to have a document management system, they can have one, and they can have whatever system that they adopt. Okay, so I want everybody clear on that, because it sounds like some might not be, and it has absolutely nothing to do with the document management of the parliament. Okay, which is the pass system. The system that Carl came up with for committees, just committees, has nothing to do with pass, is a good system. If Ferda wanted to get Carl to do a presentation and let people see what he did, I think that would be great. And then it'd be up to the committee chairs and the committee members of each committee whether or not they want to adopt that document management system. The reason I think it's a great system is, one, it already utilizes tools that we already have available to us within Google Docs and all those things on our Asgardia account, so it doesn't cost us anything. It's set up like a web page or a website, and so it makes it very easy access. And it already utilizes all the. It's very simple. Let's just put it that way, because it's already working in a system that we've already been working with for the last 7 years. So, so I think that all the because I had other systems set up. I had actually had my committee set up on a different system, but what Carl came up with was better. That's why I'm switching to what Carl did. So it's better than what I'm admitting that what he did is better than what I did. So, I see something that's better, I'm going to switch to it. So anyway, that's just a suggestion, and I just want it clear. It has absolutely nothing to do with the document management of our legislation. It's just committee management with their documents within their committee, because every committee has different things that they do. None of us follow the same path as far as what we want our committees to do. They have, some committees have brainstorming, some have this, and this would be a way to keep all that in check and track everything, so that anybody in that committee could just go in and check to see what's going on and keep up to date and get all the current documents and all the history too. It's a good way to keep track of all the history, and what for the committee, not for legislation, but for that committee. So anyway, I just wanted that clear. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, John. I didn't mean to confuse things. My only concern is that some of the documents are legislative documents, but maybe it's a detail I should not have brought up today. So I accept your criticism, your serious attack on me there, John. Right. Anybody else before we finish for tonight? It's been quite good, quite a technical discussion, but a good one. Okay, looking ahead then, I'm going to end AOB. Unless anyone says anything before I finish, we will finish. Ricky. Well, Ricky, I'll take you now. I'll take you now, Ricky. Go on.
Yeah, just go ahead and give me a call when you're done.
Okay, fine. All right, I'll do that. Thank you. Summarizing then, we got the ALF date and provisional digital sitting date. I have to get those things confirmed, of course. But I'm pretty sure the ALF will happen, and I'm hoping that the digital will happen at that time as well. Please do use the articles that we are getting. They're very important. Do promote Asgardia in the media. It's really important that we do that. And even more importantly, in my opinion, like Cheryl, let's go out there and make projects happen. Let's make things successful by doing it, by earning the success ourselves. I think we can do that. I don't think there's a problem. And then we've had quite a detailed conversation about the processes. I'm going to leave John to talk with others about this, and I'll leave you to decide what you think would be best. But I am going to say whatever we decide has to work with the legislative process. There can't be a conflict or any confusion between the legislative process and the document, the other documents, non-legislation documents at the same time. So that's all I had for today. But I'm very happy to take Ricky, sorry, and TJ now as a commentator as well. TJ.
Just really quick, for the ALF, if we were to present new legislation, when do you need to have the core principles? We were going to try to present core principles.
Core principles, the ideal would be realistically 8 days before. So, I don't know
By which day, I'm sorry?
8 days before. Was that a frog somewhere?
I know I heard like a frog or a burp. I wasn't sure which one it was.
Frog, I think, yes. A Philippine frog, I think. We'll find out. We'll never know.
I thought it was you, but I was like, you know what? We're just gonna let this too shall pass. But anyway, you said 8 days before.
Wouldn't be me. So it'll be the Friday, Friday the 3rd, Friday the 3rd of May. It just gives me enough time to get it into the agenda and everything else. I'll issue the agenda realistically on Tuesday, the 7th of May. But I should get it out earlier. But that's the latest I put out. So Friday the 3rd would be great.
We've got one kind of complete, and we're turning that one in to our minister on Monday. But we're trying to finalize the core principles for the conflict. But I have to touch base with Ferda first before we finalize that.
Problem with that, if you've got a problem with that date, do let me know because I'm flexible. I want to help. I don't want anyone to get stuck just because of process. You will always find a good way to get things done if you've got problems with timing. We'll find a workaround, so don't panic. It won't be a problem.
Okay. And Ariadne, I did send the advance directive, and I'm hopefully you know what that means, but I sent it to Bridget, so she has it. So if you want to look at it, let me know, and I can send you a copy so that you guys can start working on that too for the cemetery group. But I did send it to her like last week, I think. Bridget has it.
Yeah, let me look through my email. It's in there.
Okay, that way you can start working on that one too, Ariadne. So I've been working. But anyway, sorry.
Okay, thank you. Just to say the ALF will be the 11th. There's a bank holiday here before then. I don't want to mess up the bank holiday for people. Okay, just checking. One other thing, sorry, Benedetto said in the chat. Okay, so it's the 11th, not the 4th. 11th, not the 4th for the ALF. Yeah, not the 4th. It's a bank holiday weekend in the UK. It's very inconvenient for people. 11th. One other thing, Benedetto, it is really only possible to send messages on the Asgardia.space website if you're friends with the person you want to chat with. Now, if you've got problems, if anyone has problems using the Asgardia.space website, go to support@asgardia.space. That's support@asgardia.space if you've got problems communicating in the Asgardia.space website. And the ALF is on 11th May, not on
the 4th May. That's basically it. Yeah, 11th May, not 4th May. Because it's a bank holiday. Yeah. Okay, let me just get back to the other screen. Okay, thank you, everybody. Have a really great rest of the day. Really appreciate your time. I'm just one other thing. Yes, we're starting in at 1300 GMT. It just seems to work for people. I just have to say, it seems to work for people. We always finish early these days, so I reckon it'll be 2 hours, 3 hours, something like that. It's a good, fast session. I think generally we never really use 6 hours on the ALF these days. We can do, but we don't usually. That's why I'm saying it'll be 1300 GMT until latest 1800 GMT, but that's 5 hours, but I think it'll be less. So thank you. Have a great rest of the day. I hope you're going to be happy. I'll call you shortly, Ricky. TJ, I'll give you a call as well. Right. Okay.
Guardians.
See you all. We got to 37.
Oh, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
19.
Ciao, ciao.
Have a good day.
Thanks, everyone.
Arrivederci, Roma.